Howdy, my nerd dizzles. As the sun rises over Fall Crest, I'd like to talk to you a little bit today about immersion. So, I like the idea of making this world feel lived in. That it's not just random buildings everywhere. I like for the buildings to make sense. Oh, and we got a parrot this last time, and I named it Chuck, just so I can say, "What's up, Chuck?" Alright, so, what I want to do today is apparently crash and burn. Luckily, Feather Falling 4 saved us. Let's try that again. There we go. And we're off. Server lag. Does not like it when I fly. So we've got this dead village here. And I'm going to fly over to... because what I want to do is build something in this area. Just because I've kind of made a road, but I wanted to do more. I wanted to make this place look a little bit more lived in. Like it's just not empty. So I've got an idea of what I want to build. But first, I need to go grab something. We're going to fly over the beautiful Trader's Bay. Go through the woods, past some ruins that I made as kind of landmarks for when I'm flying. And boom. Oop. Did not land in the chicken coop. Eggs. So we're heading over to my underwater base because there's some items there I want for the build. Take this boat, row out to... there it is. Landmark, so I know where my underwater base is. Sometime I will come out here. We're going to try to... I want to try to finish this up. But I've just really been on this kick of building around the village. I just really like just making this village and the area around it just look like there's stuff happening. That it's just not some static, stagnant thing. That there's lives being lived or have lived around there. So over here, and I'm pretty sure this is where I left the stuff. But logs. There they are, cobwebs. Because what I want to do is, since we have that, yeah, you know what? All of them, and then store them at my fall crest, because that's where most of my stuff's going to be stored. Okay, so what I want to do is make kind of like an abandoned farmhouse type thing. Just to kind of, because since we have the dead village over there, the abandoned village, I think it'd be kind of cool to make it look like there was a farm over in this area, but something happened and the farmer, something happened. So, let's get back in our boat, head back to shore, then we'll fly back. This area I really want to build up over here too. So if once I get done kind of messing around with Fallcrest in that area, I'll probably head over here and do some more work. But for now, let's fly away. Or not. Let's... Come on. There we go. Easy. No problems. So what I'm thinking is a farmhouse. Like it, but it's somewhere this area. I may do some terraforming, kind of knock some of this dirt down. I like the idea of having it near this pond. I think it'll add to it. Alright, after a couple of days of building and doing some interior decorating and some of the exterior decorating, here is the farmhouse. An abandoned farmhouse. I wanted it to kind of go with the abandoned village, the dead village around the corner. And so I kind of bone mealed the area, made sure it kind of looked overgrown. Still have some crops, but I wanted the grass to kind of grow up around and through some of the crops so that it just gives it that old feel. Of course, planted some pumpkins, threw some cobwebs all over the place, grew up some flowers, planted a good old dark oak. Love the way they look. Bone milled some more area just to kind of give it the overgrown look. And then inside we've got more cobwebs. And since this is a farmhouse, threw some tools there, some tools in here, some seeds. Made a small kitchen. And of course, I like the mix of regular glass and the green stained glass. It just kind of gives it that old feel. And I wanted this to be kind of like an old farmer. Maybe he was a warrior at one time, a fighter, some kind of guard. So he had some armor left over that he displayed, and a couple of bows. Got his bed up here, and storage that has nothing in it right now. And of course, you got to have like a cellar. So he's got some nether wart in here, plus some more storage areas. I was thinking about putting some mushrooms in here, but I think it looks alright without them. Out here you can kind of look out. And I put his story in here. And so the way I like telling stories. I like builds that tell stories or that have history to them. It just lends to me weight to the build. It gives the build more than just this is just a building, but this is something that somebody lived in. This is stuff happened in this place. So it tells a story of the old farmer whose wife had died. His kids moved off to the village, and so his one of his sons returned, gave him a bow, and told him about a wizard that lived in the town over that they lived in. And long story short, he started hearing that there were these creatures lurking around the village. And then he started hearing shouts and screams coming from the village one night, but he was too scared to go check it out. And that's where the journal ends. Because I wanted to kind of leave, if anybody of the other players on the server come over here, I'd like for them just to kind of be able to piece together what happened. And just give it, I don't know, I like it. I think it's a really neat build. I really like the way this turned out. And so, yeah. Alright, back in Fallcrest, I've got some more rockets, and I want to continue talking about immersion. So first we're going to fly over to the library. And so I've said it before, but I like worlds that feel lived in. I like stories to go along with the builds. And so I want to come up with a story of why this village is abandoned. And what I'm thinking is maybe there was a necromancer. Since there's zombies in this world, in the world of Minecraft, maybe somebody summoned a bunch of zombies and lost control. So the next build I really want to go with is going to be a necromancer tower. Got some ideas on how to do this, so I just thought it'd be kind of cool, and I just want to make a necromancer tower. I just think it'd be neat. But first, let me drop off some bookshelves around this area. That's what I was afraid of. I use slabs, so I'm going to need to fix these real quick. So let me do that and I will be right back. Alright, so we've got that fixed. I'm going to keep adding bookshelves until I have them kind of filled this area too. I just like this library. I like the way it turned out. I really just want it to feel like a real library, just like there's books everywhere. If I showed this, but I made this lectern and added a book. This is going to be the Book of Knowledge. If you have points of interest in the locations in this book. So I put in Traders Bay, Fallcrest, Mushroom Island, my underwater base, another portal to Traders Bay, other random bits and bobs. And this is for any of the players that want to add something, maybe one of their builds, and they want people to visit so they can throw those coordinates in there. We can come here and look. So it's just kind of like a central place for knowledge. So that's what I did there. Now, the Necromancer Tower. So this is going to be, of course, nobody is the villain in their own story. So the Necromancer is not going to necessarily be a bad guy, but bad things happened. He was trying to raise some zombies and it got out of control. So I need to find a good place to build this. Now, I don't want to go too far from the village, and I don't want to go too far from Traders Bay. And I would like to build it near water. So this is Lublub's area. Oops. Picked up an egg. Got a chicken. Okay. So Lublub's big crazy town he's building is over here. So I don't want to go too close to that. And so I do want it kind of to be up high, like on a hilltop, but still near water. There's his build is epic. This guy is building some crazy stuff. That is not going to work out. That's too close to his stuff. Could try terraforming. Something like this may not be too bad. I could build it kind of over here. Do like that. I could tear down that hill right there and kind of make a lake. Have the tower over here. That could work. Getting to be dark. Let me head back to Fallcrest. I think that place is going to work out pretty well. I don't want the tower, the Necromancer's Tower, to be close to Fallcrest. So let me sleep, and then I'll do some thinking, and then we'll come back. I think this is where I'm going to build. I like the fact that it's got the old village, the dead village here, and you've got this area. It's close enough, I think, that it'll look good. It'll be kind of believable, and I can kind of make a path from this area down and over to the village, kind of give it that lived in feel. I'm just going to have to do a ton of landscaping. Get it to look the way I kind of have it pictured in my head. I like this part. That's going to have to go. I want to add a bunch of water to make, because I want more of a lake look. So, with that being said, I think this is a good place to call it. I'm going to do some work off camera, and the next episode will hopefully have at least most of the landscaping done, and then I'll kind of go over what the tower itself is going to look like. So, my nerd dizzles, thanks for geeking out with me. This has been fun, and we'll see you in the next episode.